Hi guys, I noticed that my tutorial for a cute baby girl cake topper is getting really popular, so I thought I need to make one for a cute baby boy. So today I will be sharing with you how to make this sleeping baby boy with a sleeping hat on a cloud. All the equipment that I'm using in this tutorial can be found below in the description box. First, you want to start by making the baby. So I'm using this kind of silicone mold, and I'm just brushing it with a little bit of cornstarch and powdered sugar mix. Then I have some Ivory fondant, which I have colored myself. For the fondant and for the colors, also check description box. So I'm just gonna smoothen the fondant and then I'm gonna put it in the mold, and you want to really push it into the mold. That way you will make sure that there are no empty spaces and, well, the baby comes out perfect. So really push the fondant into the mold, and then you want to cut the leftover fondant, that is this that I have here on top. You want to cut that off. Once you have cut that off, you can check again that the mold is actually filled. Then you want to take it and place in the freezer for the time you are making the rest of the parts, or for about 15 minutes. Now I have some white fondant here. The fondant that I'm using is quite hard. It's actually expired. I'm just using it for the purpose of making this tutorial. But if the fondant that you are using is really soft, just mix in some tallow powder to get it to the right consistency. Now I've cut my white fondant into uneven pieces and roll them in some balls. Then I put all of those together and just rolled a little bit with the rolling pin. At this point, I actually realized that one part that I was supposed to leave out, went into this cloud. So this is a cloud that we are shaping here. So I took that off, and here I'm starting to shape the cloud. You don't have to worry too much about how you shape it at this point, because we will be covering it with some more fondant, but just sort of form it so that you have some different shapes. Now you want to take some more white fondant and roll it out quite thinly. And now you're going to take the cloud shape that you have made and see that the fondant that you've rolled out actually fits and covers the cloud, and you have some left over on the sides. And then you want to brush the surface of the cloud well with some water. You want to brush it really thoroughly, because only then the part that you're putting on top will glue well and there will be no air bubbles or any dry spots. So cover it nicely with some water and then place the piece on top. Now you want to start gently pressing the fondant onto the shape, then turn it around, and again you want to brush the sides with some water so that the fondant will attach to them, and then you can start folding the sides over to cover the bottom. Actually, we don't really want to cover the whole of the bottom. You can, but you don't have to, because this part is not to be seen, so nobody will be seeing that part. So you can just fold the edges like I'm doing here, and then cut the leftover pieces off. But if you want, you can also just cover the whole bottom, so whichever way you prefer. Just carefully stretch the fondant and mold it so that it covers the figure. So don't stretch it vigorously because it might break. Just go slowly and stretch it slowly so that it fits the shape. And now you can continue shaping the cloud like I'm doing here. And now that I've finished shaping the cloud, I realized that it's been about 15 minutes. So I'm going to remove the baby from the freezer. And as you can see here, it has gotten hard, and it is very easy for me to remove the baby figure from the mold. If you notice that the figure is still soft and you are not able to remove it from the mold, then just put it back in the freezer and give it some time to harden, and then try again. Now I want to make the figure look more lively, so I'm going to color the hair. I'm using here some brown powder color, but you can also use any other color that you would like to use. However, I suggest you use powder colors because they give a more natural look. Now that the baby is ready, I'm just gonna place it on top of the cloud, not attaching it yet. And I'm going to make the blanket that I will cover the baby with. So just using some baby blue fondant and just rolling it out in a random shape, so no specific shape because we will be shaping the blanket once we put it on top of the baby. And so here you can see you can just shape the blanket like I'm doing here. So don't worry too much about shaping it, just shape it as you go. Now that the blanket is ready, we are going to attach the baby to the cloud with a little bit of water, so brush the bottom of the figure and attach it to the cloud. Then you want to brush the parts where you will be attaching the blanket, also with a little bit of water, and then attach the blanket on top. Because this is a sleeping baby, we are also going to make a really cute small sleeping hat, and for that you will need a little bit more baby blue fondant and this round tool, fondant modeling tool, for shaping the hat. Then you want to model the hat on the baby's head, and if you're happy with it, then just attach it with a little bit of water. Once you have attached the hat, you can shape it a little bit more. Now I could leave it like this, but I think it will look much cuter if I make some little stars to go both on the blanket and on the hat. So I'm rolling out some more white fondant, and I'm going to cut out 2 different sizes of stars, of little stars, and put those on the blanket and on the hat. Once you have the stars cut out, you can attach them with a little bit of water. If you're not completely happy with how the cloud looks, you can continue shaping it at this point. So I'm using this little spatula to make some more shape for the cloud. At this point I thought it is missing something, and I thought I would add some pearl shimmer on the cloud. That I think will finish the look. So just with a dry brush I'm brushing some of that pearl shimmer on the cloud. I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial, and I really hope you found it helpful. If you did, please don't forget that like and subscribe for some more fun tutorials and delicious recipes. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye until next time.